Another topic that I think is critically important is landing in the inbox. If your emails are going to the spam folder, who do you contact? There's nobody in charge. It is a series. There's no Mr. Internet to call. It starts off your server, how many other people are sending off your server, what practices they're following. Then you go through a series of other computers out in the world, many of which have spam filters on there from different vendors who are different versions, a lot of them are shareware, and they got bugs in their code because they're slapping stuff in live. And then your ISP makes a decision, is this so obviously spam? We're not even going to send it to your junk filter. Some of them strip out, as opposed to then you could have filters set. So there are a lot of things that happen between you pressing the send button and an email landing in the inbox. It's been about a year now. I actually spent weeks on that topic because that was something I just realized, most of our money comes from email. And if I can get 5% more emails in inbox on an ongoing basis and 5% more people opt in, that's going to multiply quickly. So it is one of the rules that the Mike came out with, which a lot of the technical details have changed, but I believe this still holds, is the easier the barrier to entry. If someone will just let you, great, it's cheap per month, load your list, I'm sending emails, your deliverability rate will be unbelievably small. Because who else is going to use that service? If there's no quality check, it's cheap, it's easy, and you're out. Who else is going to use that? The people that are going there because they realize it's cheap and easy. And one of the things that will impact your deliverability is your IP address, which is, let's just say that's the computer you're sending it from. That most blacklisting is at the IP level, that once the big email vendors or the big gateways identify this computer says we're getting spam complaints, they will block the IP address. So if you happen to sign up with a vendor that lets everybody in, and they're going to randomly, whatever machine they happen to stick your data on, if somebody else on that machine of their thousands and thousands of customers is not following best practices, that's a mark against you. And that mark can contain, if you're the URL in that email or the return address on the URL, that can be blacklisted if you're not. So you can actually burn a domain. That domain you agonized over for years. What's the perfect URL? Maybe you spent some money for it. If you don't do things the right way, you can effectively make it so ever is a long time, but for a long time, you're not going to get email delivered that can either is from email address or even if that domain is in the email, you can get blacklisted.
Domains is almost up there with IP now. So the days of changing IPs and thinking you're safe are gone. And that just, like I know you guys, I think you guys have the policy too, that you tell all affiliates, do not use our domain, use a redirect. And that's a good something to write down if you have, or starting affiliate program is you got to have in your terms and conditions, do not use our domain in their emails because you don't know who they are all the time. So if they rent a list and mail out your domain, not your IP, just your domain, you could get screwed big time.
So again, there's the rule of thumb is if they asked you no questions coming in, let you upload all the names you want, and off to the races. I know big companies that have made this mistake. A large vendor basically had a huge event. They pulled it off because it was too late to cancel it. What killed them was one of the techie people they hired who didn't know any better. He sold himself as an email expert, stole, he didn't view it that way, but stole the email list from his previous employer he thought would like this, put into their system and blasted thousands of people. This AdaBlue from Bob, and the number of spam complaints that one email generated shut the whole thing down. Then the URL of this event that they had registered couldn't get emails through it. So it crushed their online marketing by one guy who was not in any way badly intentioned. But the mistake they made is they went with eye contact. They just told you maybe they've changed their policy, loaded everything in and let them send everything. And because they went to the absolute lowest barrier of entry, it destroyed that one aspect of that business.